Hey there guys, welcome, Darkbender here to the Naruto, the chapter side story thing. Greatest intro, 2016, 10 out of 10. What intro again? These intros are getting weirder and weirder. Okay, so it's only been about 10 months, I think, since I reviewed something Naruto. And I will explain what I'm doing with Naruto at the end of the video. So just skip to wherever I put the timer. It might be. Yeah, just skip to that if you want to hear what I'm talking about, how I'm going to review Naruto from now on, other than this chapter and the Boruto manga, which is a different manga, so but some people may get confused. Yeah, that's it. And so the chapter starts off. Oh yeah, by the way, this isn't like the Boruto manga, this is just like a side story. You should get that from the title, just in case you didn't. I don't know how you could, unless you can't read, but whatever. So then again, if you can't read, why would you be on the thing about manga when you have to read? I don't know, whatever. So the chapter starts off with this cool color page, and it says, "The path I walk is that of the snake." And it starts off in like this cave-ish looking area, and it shows a picture of the moon. It shows a picture of a really weird looking moon, and it shows Mitsuki's eyes start opening. And it turns out we're in Orochimaru's lab. Yeah. And Orochimaru was pretty much just giving Mitsuki this drink and saying, like, "Here, it's medicine, I concocted earlier, so you'll be fine. Now just have another cup and you'll feel much better." And so we get to there just, like, looking at all this, and I was thinking, like, you know, Suigetsu hates Orochimaru, and is scared shitless of him. So why is he still working for him? I mean, Orochimaru's not allowed to do anything bad anymore. I mean, in this chapter, yeah, you'll see how he's still doing bad stuff. But Suigetsu really doesn't need to be afraid of him anymore. He can just leave. And if something bad happens, if he does something bad, then Naruto will just come up and just, like, sting on him to the stomach or something. And so Mitsuki starts, like, coughing it up. And Orochimaru said, like, leave, and once he's, like, fully, like, awake, take him to my room. And Mitsuki's just kind of sitting there staring at, like, the IVs connect to him. And he's just like, "Am I?" And that's it. And then we get this scene with a really cool candle. I mean, that's just like, that's a nice candle, I like it. And it's pretty much just like someone, it's just like Orochimaru and someone just kind of like saying, like, "This is the 6th time." I mean, he's just like saying, "I truly hope it goes better this time." And then it cuts back to Mitsuki and Suigetsu. Suigetsu's bringing Mitsuki to Orochimaru's room. And when he pretty much and Mitsuki's just asking, "Why was I in that bed? What's going on?" And then Suigetsu's just kind of like, "Man, it must be nice to forget all the inconvenient stuff, right?" And then Suigetsu just stabs at him. And Mitsuki kind of goes like all snake mode on him and just like wrapping around his arm. He sticks, and Suigetsu drops the kunai. Mitsuki goes to grab the kunai, with his other stretchy arm. Well, with his stretchy arm, he stretched on Suigetsu's arm. Goes to stab him. Suigetsu's just kind of like, "You're good." And so Mitsuki puts his arm in front of it and he stabs himself. And all I was thinking was, Suigetsu, what if he didn't do that? I mean, either he would have just kind of stabbed in the neck, or he would have just like turned to water. Either one. I mean, kind of doesn't matter. And Suigetsu just kind of said, like, "It seems at least your body remembers that you're a ninja." And he just kind of goes on to say, like, "It would really suck if your body forgot when your memory does, because that would truly be a disappointment. The fact of, like, how strong you are. Like, Orochimaru would be, like, so disappointed in him." And so they walk into him, and Orochimaru is just kind of like, "Yep, I'm Orochimaru, and I'm your parent." Yeah. The biggest shock of the entire Boruto movie was, like, at the end, he's just kind of like, "Yeah, Orochimaru's my parent." And Orochimaru just kind of goes on to say that, like, yeah, you're a very special person to me, and that's why we're going to restore your memories. And what he's telling Mitsuki is that there's this guy who steals other people's memories and can plant memories into people to make them think stuff. And he says that, Mitsuki, your memories were stolen by this guy and we gotta get them back. And they call him Log. Stupid name. And they said that they've called his ability the Kyabeki no Jutsu, which means thought-tearing jutsu. Orochimaru's just like, alright, we'll go attack this guy. But Mitsuki's just kind of like, well, why was I with you last time? He was here, why was I there? Like, what's the point of the mission? He just kind of says, like, to get all, and Orochimaru just says, take all the information he has. And Suigetsu says, he also kind of took a lot of information from us. And Mitsuki brings up a really good point, and he says, well, what if you had your memory tampered with? I mean, you did just say that he could take memories and plant some more in. Kind of like Tsukishima. Like, he just kind of like changes them. Which is kind of the same as like taking some out and putting some in. And Mitsuki brings up a very, very good point that a lot of people in the audience of the Boruto movie had, which is, what parent are you? Are you my mom? Are you my dad? And Orochimaru was just like, that doesn't matter. And he's just like, all we need to do is get the memories back. Because you're my special child, after all. Well, and he just says, you are just a child and you will listen to what your parent says. And this scares the crap out of Mitsuki, so he's just like, I just want to know who I am. And Orochimaru just kind of tells him, like, no shiz, that's why we're going after this guy. And it shows this place, like this, like, really cool kind of like tower sticking out of what kind of looks to be water. Like, it kind of looks like water, but it could also just be like very flat ground. Pretty sure it's water. And we see Log, still the dumbest name for a villain, just sitting there over a scroll. And Orochimaru and Mitsuki approach this barrier that he has up, and he tells him that because of your special power, you can break this barrier. And so Log notices that they've come, and the way Mitsuki is breaking the barrier, it kind of looks exactly the same as doing, say, like the Nine Tails looked for a little bit in part 2, you know, like, for some reason it was all bubbly and whatever. And Orochimaru's just kind of like, that's your ability, that's why I brought you, whatever. And so they drop down, and Log just kind of says, like, you came after me in order to obtain that. Well, no, in order to obtain the key to open that. Let's not play the pronoun game here, guys. And so Orochimaru just kind of like says, for this time for sure, you'll return it to me together with this child's memories. And he pulls out a sword. Like, they both pull out a sword and just like kind of go at each other. The snake comes out and just bites into this guy. And it doesn't pierce his armor. And Orochimaru just kind of like says, you got some pretty nice armor there. And then suddenly he uses a technique called Ninja Art Yorogugai. That's what it looks like. And that means armor eater. And the snake just kind of don't really know. The snake just kind of gets enveloped. Like, his armor just kind of expands into these like black goopy looking tendrils and traps him. And Orochimaru just says, Mitsuki, it's all up to you. You have sage power. That'll come into play at the end of the chapter. And he starts walking over to Mitsuki and he's just like, you didn't undo the paralyzation jutsu. You didn't undo that paralyzation jutsu, did you? Well, you forgot your own power. So he brings the sword up on him and starts, like, he goes to, like, stab him, like, you know, just boom, kill him. And Orochimaru just kind of gets up like, you were too conscious of the large snake, you didn't look for the little snake, and like, this little tiny snake crawls out of his mask, and that bite paralyzed him.